Hello and welcome to this new part of Silent Kingdom. And last time we finally made it to Fortuna with a few hiccups across the way. And I suppose now we shall see what Seneca has in store for us. But first, let's sleep. Chrono, I need to change. Let's. Should I torture the poor guy even more? Do you mind looking away? Ronald quickly turns towards the window. I think I hear him sigh. I get the CG. I begin to strip off my armor, the gauntlets, the boots. With each new piece I remove, I feel more and more exposed. I can't help but throw glances his way before continuing. He still hasn't moved a muscle or dared to turn around at all. What do you think of Eden, Chrono? I watch for his reaction. I must admit, I find strange satisfaction in the way his shoulders tense at the sound of my voice. Eden? I notice how his fingers fold and unfold as he searches for his answer. Eden, it's beautiful, but... But? I think there's a cruel side to beauty. His confession leaves me silent. It takes me a few seconds to react. Without thinking, I carefully remove my breastplate only to find myself suddenly exposed. You really are. You are aware you can, like, redress yourself in a more optimal way instead of completely stripping. But, yeah, sure, torture the guy. Do it. It amuses me. The weight of the situation immediately dawns on me, my skin prickling. I'm naked in front of Chrono for the first time, and neither of us are children anymore. How far can I go with this? Look at him. I look at his back, at the muscles of his exposed arm, and his bearing. More than ever, he looks like a man to me. I wonder what's going through his mind right now. Does he want to turn around, even out of curiosity? You are torturing him, the poor guy. Is he imagining me? A little tickle races through my stomach just thinking about it, forcing a sigh out of me. It's a strange, sweet sort of torture. The squire's fingers curl in on himself into a closed fist. You may turn around now. Oh yeah, I suppose in that gown you're not gonna... Do you wear panties in that? Just wondering. Rest well, princess. He doesn't look at me. Maybe I've made him uncomfortable. Ever been too cruel? You too, Chrono. Without further ado, I drop into the bed. The mattress feels heavenly after the past few nights. So much so that I don't think it will be long before I... Snork me. The hustle and bustle of the street arouses me. As morning truly comes so soon. Chrono seems to be awake. Has Seneca returned? Well... Chrono's bed still retains some of his warmth. So he hasn't been gone for long. You should put on your armor. The princess changes into her armor. Alrighty. Ah, Chrono's over there. Good morning. Good morning, Chrono. Any word or sign of Seneca? None I am aware of. Let's ask Licorice. Sorry for torturing you a little, by the way. Oh! You're Seneca's friend, aren't you? I suppose so. Why? Ah, friends then. That's great. It's nothing. Teehee. Have a nice day. You're probably after him too, eh? I say too, as if I am planning on doing his route currently, but... Good morning. Did you find a room? Very comfortable. Oh, I'm pleased to hear it. And what about your strikingly resolute companion? Has needs being seen to? Licorice smiles seductively at Chrono. He tenses lightly under her gaze. I'm fine, thank you. Licorice, any word of Seneca? Nothing yet, so you best make yourself comfortable. As said before, whatever needs you have, we'll be sure to see them met. You said he left everything paid in full. For how long? 1 week. 1 week, then that will be as long as we wait. Chrono will stay here for the time being and wait for him to show his face. Understood. Where are you, Seneca? We did disturb his mission, I suppose, with a little emergency. Dusk has already fallen, night will soon arrive, and we've still no word of the magician. As we dine, I can't help but cast my gaze about. Princess, being watched. So I've noticed. From the other table, several eyes remained fixed on us. Give them a stern look in return. Your onlookers become nervous and turn away. Licorice, I'll continue to wait in my room. If he arrives, please let me know. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. And quite out of breath, it seems. Seneca. He seems short of breath. There you are. Seneca laughs between wheezes. Look at you. You're a spitting image of desperate despair. What do you mean? You've heeded the words of a witch, clung to hope despite how futile it is to do so. What happened to you that you're suddenly so... mean? For days you've waited for me without so much as a glimpse of the light you've been searching for. What cause will you set of I, your only guide, tell you that there's no salvation to be found? That what is lost can never be regained? Would you still be able to accept it? Enough. I want to scream. His words pierce, sharp like daggers. Oh, how I wish to wrench them from my mind and deafen myself to them henceforth. Yet all I manage is to fall, mold down and away somewhere. A dream? Or magic? What? What just... Some words should not be speaking aloud, Ernesty Crystarium. No one can hear us here. Time and space belongs to us. You have questions and I answers. Let us speak freely at last. Then sure, let's talk. My heart is constricting behind my ribs, beating furiously against them. I fear his words. Let's start at the beginning, the origin of all this evil. I want to know why my father wanted to start a war. He did so because you're dying, princess. The dire revelation comes suddenly, without ceremony. Oi, oi, oi. You know not what you are or why you were born, but I can assure you that your end has been preordained. What do you mean? Does this have anything to do with the goddess? The goddess is weak. Terra's unchecked grip on the world is proof alone of this. To regain her vitality, she created 4 vessels, each to be safeguarded within the 4 kingdoms. These vessels would incubate divine ether as they aged, the potential fully realized come their 21st year. At that time, convergence will take place. The four vessels will re-merge into one and a new goddess shall be born, only to be devoured by a mother. Oh wow. So, going full Kronos then, I suppose. Are you saying that I am nothing but a meal for the goddess? And my father knew of this? Your father thought he could prevent convergence by slaying the other princesses. Memories come flooding back, father's last words, the pain in his eyes, everything takes on a new meaning now. He refused to tell me anything. Did he have the freedom to speak true? A father has to tell his beloved daughter that her existence will be futile and brief. Such a truth would be akin to slitting your throat right then and there, destroying you with his very own hands. Was this the burden you were carrying, father? Or was this what tormented you as you prepared to set the world alight in flames for me? I suppose you are very similar, you and your father. You would both kill anything in your way to keep each other safe. You were overwhelmed, understandably. Try to clear your thoughts and I will answer what I can. How did you come to know of this? Neither you nor Circe can see the future. You do not know the goddess, you cannot know what she's plotting. My mistress Circe may not see the future, but she knows the past. She claims this is not the first time the goddess has been regenerated through the incubation of divine ether. History is simply repeating itself. Not the first time. When did it happen last then? Long before you and I were born. And how was my father convinced? I failed to understand why he blindly believed in Circe's words, and to the point of wanting to provoke war. Your assertions could be nothing more than fantastical assumptions with no other aim than to destabilize Harmonia. I'm afraid I'm as unfamiliar as you are with the content of their conversations. However, I shall give you a perspective that surely influenced your father's decision. Despite the rarity of your birth, you may choose not to believe you are a vessel of the princess, for nothing guarantees it. But when the moment of truth comes, you will be faced with the risk that these claims may hold weight, a risk the king would likely not take. I think about this for a moment. Considering Erinys's actions, she would have done the same as her father. I'm willing to kill the goddess herself in the unfounded hope that I can save my world. Like father, like daughter, they will say. Hopelessness is never easy to accept. Circe longs for war, doesn't she? She tried to fan the flames of discord with my father, and now with me. Everything she does seems to be aimed at unleashing the greatest conflict ever seen in Harmonia. What my mistress Circe craves is the destruction of the goddess, as do you. You're not the only one who has suffered great loss under her yoke, nor are you the only one willing to do whatever it takes to put an end to it all. If we think about it, we're not so different from those we consider our enemies, are we? I don't consider her my enemy. If our desire to destroy the goddess is so powerful, we will need each other. Our goal is the same. A pragmatic attitude, which I share. I've had enough. I can imagine how difficult it is to process these revelations. Reflect for as long as you must, but do not forget that time is against you. Seneca raises one of his hands and snaps his fingers. I looked at Seneca one last time, angry and hurt. I don't want to deal with anything else right now. Princess? You scoundrel. Well. I wonder if the other princesses know about their eventual fate, though. Princess, are you alright? Sure. Forgive me, but it doesn't seem so. Did that wretch offend you? Chrono, what was the last thing you heard before I departed? I heard him tell you that your hope is in vain. He doesn't know. Tell him that you will die on your next birthday. The weight shared is halved. Chrono. My words seem to petrify him as he stares at me as if I were nothing more than a spectre. I can see it in his eyes. I've wounded him. Seems that fate has always conspired against us, hasn't it? The squire clenches his fist and frowns. Chrono. I watch his gaze lower as he glances away to the side. I forced myself not to give up hope that in time you would recover from your lethargy. And now I see that time was yet another enemy. One more. It sounds like a muttered, angry curse under his breath. Sure, approach. Chrono was my refuge that night, when he stayed by my side to chase away my demons. Today, I would like to be his. I mean, technically, this would be just as shocking to you, but sure. Oh, I like that though. I like the look in their eyes. It looks really cool. Without thinking, I draw close to look at him, face to face. Let him see it in my eyes, the flames I still believe I possess. In his, I see so many things reflected. I won't let myself be devoured, do you hear me? Never. The goddess, time, destiny, the world itself, they are all our enemies. And we shall face them head on, Chrono, regardless of the consequences, until we each draw our last breath. If you're by my side, I believe that there is no tide, no storm that will make us yield. Not even a cruel goddess will force us to kneel. You and I are the last of Cresteria. You and I. Chrono's eyelids half close. Slowly, one of his hands rises to rest atop the princess's. I'm your shield. No matter the consequences, into my last breath. Since I woke up, I knew I was walking on broken glass. Piece by piece, the shards would be stuck in me. My eyes slowly crack open at dawn's first light, reality coming into harsh focus before me. From the window I can hear the incessant noise of the streets below. Merchants, townsfolk, vagrants, no one stays still, let alone silent. Eden is a vibrant city bursting with life, alluring like a ripe apple, begging to be plucked and devoured. If time is of the essence, I must complete my mission as soon as possible. I'll speak with Seneca. I'm ready to take my leave. Alrighty. Let's go! Princess, how do you fare today? Better. There's no time for regrets. We've an important mission to accomplish. The innkeeper has confirmed that Seneca is in the first room to her right. Good morning! Are you going to wake Seneca up? Yes, he's a very sound sleeper. He'd sleep all day if you let him. Tell him we're waiting here. Very well. Seneca says he wants to speak with you. If you go, I'll head back to work. I share a brief glance with Chrono before we enter the room. This is a dark-ass room. Open the windows, maybe? Well, I suppose not if you don't want to be overheard. Well, now that our real journey is about to begin, I hope we can work well together. No hard feelings, Squire? A very promising start indeed. Let's leave friendship for another time. Well, you seem impatient to spill blood. Very much so. So, if you really have a plan, I wish to hear it. Chrono remained silent, leaning against the wall with his arms folded across his chest. The first phase is rather simple. Stand at the castle gates and request an audience with the king. Who claim to be Aranis de Cristeria, arrived to warn the king of a terrible threat to his daughter. And you really think they will believe such a claim? Of course not. I'll be shocked if they let us through without any trouble. But you will have planted seeds of disquiet that will reach the king's ears, and with the invaluable help of our dear Licorice, the whole court. So Licorice is assisting us. She must know more than she lets on. And to add to the atmosphere of the mystery and bewilderment, can you guess what other tale will worm its way into the king's ears? The prophecy of the Oracle of the Kingdom about Megaera's death? That's my biggest fear, if she sees us coming. Worry not, the Oracle's visions are abstract. She will not be able to see your face clearly, nor the dagger in your hands. She will only divine death. I was unaware of that. I never heard of the Oracle's prophecies. Think of the Oracle as an inevitability, princess. Just one that we'll use to our advantage to bolster our own credibility. Won't I be the main suspect? Precisely, which is why the king will want to see you. He'll need to discern whether you are genuine, what you know about the supposed threat, and what danger you may pose. It's at this point that the real show will begin. I look at him expectantly, listening to every word. You shall accuse the witch Circe of all misfortune that has come to pass. It was her, not the goddess, who caused the calamity that befell Cristeria. Now she seeks to curse the next kingdom and assassinate its princess. But you've come back to life by the grace and blessing of the goddess, to be her messenger and to warn Fortuna on her behalf. Haha, oi. I'm sure the irony is not lost on you. Silence settles between us until I've processed what I've been told in full. So in order to get close to Megaera, I must gain the king's trust. We gotta do it. That's the spirit, and the very least will be enough to make him hesitate. When Megaera is found deaf, who are we to blame? Rona finally speaks up, having remained silent all this time. A henchman of the witch, of course, unless you were planning to volunteer. Do not even think about sacrificing Chrono. Worry not, I'm aware that would do our cause a disservice. I want to ensure no innocent will bear the burden of such an accusation. I also don't want to harm anyone else. If we can help it, can we just blame Seneca? Whoever's found guilty will be taken to the scaffold. I would rather avoid unnecessary bloodshed. Unnecessary bloodshed? Someone will be required to take the fall. Would you prefer it be you? If I claim responsibility, I will be hunted down for the rest of my life. It'd be impossible to fulfill my purpose. But if I hide my crime, someone else will be... Princess, the sooner you accept the harsh reality around you, the better you will survive it. I'm going to be brutally honest. You cannot save your kingdom unless you become a monster. Can we blame someone who's kinda... who sucks? Seneca. I would like to be the one to drive the Soulbreaker into Princess's Megaera's heart. Chrono, what are you now? A noble desire, but futile in practice. Do you think we would have bothered to wake the princess if this task could be carried out by anyone? You would die instantly. Worse still, you could trigger a cataclysm. The souls of princesses are not to be trifled with. Chrono looks away, clenching his fist. I won't have you sully your hands over this. This is my burden, Chrono. I don't want you to. Your burden is mine, princess. And I feel there's little I can offer to relieve you of it. Chrono, it'll be enough for you to protect the princess's life at all costs, so enemies won't be few. When I accepted the burden of Crysteria's fate, I did so knowing that my soul would be tarnished. I cannot hesitate now. I'm ready to fulfill my purpose. Don't grieve for me, Chrono. In any case, the burden of convicting someone for this crime shall be mine. Stand aside and try to bear the injustice of it all. I promise it will not be a sacrifice made in vain. I will appoint the person who is most suitable for the salvation of Crysteria. That being said, there's only one final detail we need to determine for our tall tale. Why not introduce me as the son of one of your father's advisors? I was stationed in another kingdom when a calamity struck. In another kingdom doing what? Spying for a king? But that's not something you should openly say, my princess. Alright. Excellent. I've always wanted to play the part of a Crysterian. Don't disgrace us or I'll relegate you from advertiser to stable boy. Of course, your highness. Chrono, perhaps you've been awakened by the princess with the power of the goddess. Be creative about it. Just avoid mentioning your relationship with the oracle. Why? Wouldn't having someone close to the oracle be convenient to a narrative? Not if he goes around referring to her as his grandmother. In any kingdom, he would be hanged for that. Everyone in the castle of Crysteria knew that the oracle and I share no real blood ties. That goes without saying, but we are no longer in Crysterium. Before long, we'll find ourselves surrounded by wolves who see your kingdom as a hotbed of sin. Give them no more reason to hate you. Don't worry. Which reminds me, and please excuse my insatiable curiosity, but how did the oracle manage to save you from the curse? Yeah, that is a very good question. Princess, if there's nothing more important to discuss, with your permission, I'll wait for you downstairs. Let's proceed with the plan then. The first step is to march towards the castle. I imagine you know how to get there? Of course, I'll show you the way. Alrighty, something to loot? I opened the wardrobe, it's empty. What were you expecting to find? A potion. Would you care to peek beneath my sheets as well? Look at him confused. Do you have something hidden in your mattress? No, never you mind. We'd better leave before I decide to show you. I didn't expect you would actually take a look. Are you trying to distract us? Yeah. I was hoping to find a potion. Potion would be nice. Hi, Chrono. Chrono, let us depart. Hi. You know, a dear friend has been on my mind. I've been wondering how you two met exactly. It must be quite a tale. Worry not, you can pretend I'm not here. Sure. Let's see. He accosted me in the corridor of my castle. Well done, the two of you are off to a strong start, aren't you? Can't say I'm surprised. You should have borne a bard, princess. You certainly have a knack for storytelling. He took me to meet his mistress, the great Susie. So you know her? Of course, she's a friend of mine. A friend? You're friends with a witch? Oh, come now, I wouldn't be so quick to judge. You may have some shocking surprises of your own, and you won't catch me throwing stones. Anyway, it's my turn. If you have any questions, now is your chance to ask. Where do you know Seneca from? It was Xerxes' doing. I believe 10 years have passed since then. 8. I remember I just acquired the deed to this tavern. How's nostalgic? So you already was Xerxes' apprentice when you met him? Somewhat. She turned up one day with a boy of 14 or 15 that she's taken a liking to. She needed to leave him somewhere for a time and asked me to care for him. I must add that I charged her a hefty sum. Licorice winks at the mage. What was Seneca like back then? As strange as the day is long. Why? Well, he was well-read, but kept an air of wonder and curiosity about him, even the most mundane of topics. It was as if everything was new and exciting to him. From his disposition, it appeared that he hadn't spoken to many people in his life. When it came to social conventions, he was rather awkward. Yet there was an undeniable charm about him, and I was able to worm his way into people's hearts with ease. Ask any of my girls, they were all mad about him. Are you finished? I'm sure you can imagine this is a rather uncomfortable conversation to be privy to. And why are you helping us? We all dare to dream, sweetie. Imagine if we could all live our lives to the fullest without a divine halting progress or imposing punishment. Maybe then we could see what lies beyond the fog. Wouldn't that be exciting? Indeed. I've always been rather curious about what lies beyond the known world. The greater the mystery, the stronger the desire to solve it. Right, the day we can cross to the other side, I assure you I'll be among the first to send an expedition. Hearing you talk like that makes me a bit envious. If only adventures beyond the fog were all I had to concern myself with. I've had enough. If you need anything, you know where to find me. By the way, Agnes. You'll be back soon, right? I hope so. I wonder if there's any place where I can sell shit. Ah, I see. I can directly go to the castle. Just let's look around just in case. All roads lead to Rome. Then let's go to the castle.
Halt! You are not allowed passage through these gates, strangers. Return from whence you came.
I am Aranis de Cresteria, arrived from the Dark Lands with an urgent message for the king. At the mention of my name, the guards exchanged looks of disbelief.
The king does not wish to be disturbed. Return to your kingdom.
The king shall be the one to decide whether he wishes to see me or not. Tell him that Princess Megarera's life is at stake. We haven't much time left to prevent tragedy from befalling her. The guards look at Erenice with bewilderment. Deliver my message as soon as possible. If you fail to do so and anything happens to the princess, you will be held accountable for her actions.
The king will be informed of your words. If it is his will, he will send for you.
I am staying at the Flowers for the Queen Inn. You may find me there.
I must confess that was a rather impressive performance. The seed of peril has been planted. We now relax and wait for it to grow.
It's difficult to relax right now.
Leave it to me. What do I say we start with a drink at a tavern?
Might as well.
Come, I'll give you a taste of the best elixir in the Four Kingdoms.
You mean alcohol? I mean, sure. While we wait for our drinks, I ask about Bullard. Indeed, would be good to know about him. We managed to cross the border without incident thanks to the help of a man named Bullard. Do you know of him?
Bullard, huh? Duke Maxime de Bullard is one of the king's closest advertisers. And I'm sure he would just be as confused as you if you ever thought to thank him in person.
Someone forged his signature, if this reaches his ears. Did you have anything to do with it?
No, I left such matters in more capable hands.
On instinct, my eyes begin to search for licorice in the distance. When my gaze returns to Seneca, his smile speaks for itself.
We're being watched again. A princess doesn't go unnoticed.
Is it just my hair, or is there something else? I mean, you are wearing a crown.
Just. Red hair like yours isn't common outside of the noble houses of Cresteria. In this case, to assume you are a bastard born and bred far from the Kingdom of Fire.
Does that sound like the best case to you?
Well, at worst, they will think you're a pure-blooded Crestarian.
Krona frowns silently. The goddess has marked us all in the eyes of the world, hasn't she?
Your kingdom is, to this day, the most apparent representation of sin. And you can't begin to imagine what people are capable of in order to appear virtuous.
Ah. Yeah. Like suddenly attacking her in the name of justice.
You see, it's all about perspective, my dear. You're always going to be the villain in someone else's story.
Eleo.
Here you go. Warm milk and honey, courtesy of Seneca. Thanks.
As she sets down the wooden mugs, I can't help but noticing how Seneca's gaze slips down to settle on her chest for a moment. Smack. Not my business.
I cannot imagine what I would do without your licorice.
Not mine, man, not my business.
I know. You wouldn't last a day without me, even with that silver tongue of yours. You know you still have to pay for the drink somehow, one way or another, preferably with coin. Perhaps we can come to an agreement about settling my tab by other means then. Anyway, I'll leave you to enjoy your privacy. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask. Oh, and Licorice winks at me. Let me know if Seneca misbehaves. I have some anecdotes about him I'm sure you wouldn't want others hearing. Ouch.
I watch as Seneca takes a long sip of his drink.
Oh, at times like this, it pays to be alive.
He looks strangely content. Krona, on the other hand, is silent as he takes a sip from his tankard. There's a contemplative air about him. There's really nothing else we can do but wait. Seems we truly are at the mercy of fate.
In that case, Princess, I request your permission to leave.
Where to?
I heard there's an herbalist in town. I would like to visit their shop. Not that I'm offering to guide you, but you know how to find your way there? I can handle it myself. Do you intend to go by yourself? Yes, I don't need anyone to accompany me. His eyes refuse to meet mine. Perhaps he really wants to be alone. He wants to be alone. However, I am on the chrono route, so of course I am gonna follow him like a duckling everywhere. I want to go with you, even though it is... I am ignoring all your social cues with this. Sorry. Or have you forgotten what we said about staying together? I stare at him seriously. He seems surprised by my determination. If that is your wish, I will be grateful for your company, Princess. It is decided then. Enjoy your stroll. We may not have many more moments of reprieve like this one. I can invite Seneca? Yeah, sure. Make this even more awkward for Chrono. No, see you later. Could have been funny though. Could have been funny. Ooh. Now you can explore the city together with Chrono. You'll find several points of interest where scenes will take place. When you no longer wish to explore, you can advance the story by going upstairs to rest. I see. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Let's go explore. Let's knock on the door again. You again. Could you tell me again which way to the inn? Go straight ahead or just down the next block. Now if you don't mind, I'm busy. Good day to you and yours. Alrighty, so it doesn't change. And I'm not shameless enough to ask to rate her hours. To the market. I want to sell some shit. Ooh. I look around the market stalls, the crisp scent of fresh fruit stopping me in my tracks. It smells divine. Not even the castle pantry stores have I seen so much fruit. Are you hungry, Princess? Up ahead I spot a stall full of ruby red apples, my favorite. We do not have money. We do not have money, but looking is free. Look, Chrono. With a burst of enthusiasm, I grab his wrist, hurrying us both towards the apple stand. It's like we're kids once more. How many times did I drag him by the arm through the gardens back then? Before me are the juiciest apples I've ever seen. And just for a moment, all my problems are replaced by the trivial dilemma of having to decide which apple to pick from the pile. As the princess delights in the fresh fruit's aroma, Chrono notices the shopkeeper is staring at her. The squire's expression hardens ever so slightly. He casually rests his hand atop the hilt of his sword. The shopkeeper is suddenly growing nervous at the gesture. Oh, are you fond of apples, mademoiselle? I was just musing to myself that the shade of your hair makes you look like one. Choose the one you like best, and you may have it as a gift. I glance up at the man, taken aback by the sudden offer. Thank you. This. I look at the apple in my hands. It isn't but a moment later that I raise it to my lips to taste it. The princess takes a bite of the apple. I take a moment to savor it. It's juicy and sweet, and the flavor more intense than I remember it being in my dreams. It's really delicious.
When I look back at Chrono, I notice his shoulders tensing. He's been watching me. I do not have an apple for Chrono. I do not have money. Raise the apple to his lips. Try it, Chrono. I hold it out to him, offering the side opposite to where I had taken a bite. Without hesitation, I read clear upon his gaze as it falls to the apple. Then to me, only to return back to the bitten apple. His eyes narrow and then his lips finally part to accept the offer without touching me. How is it? You were right. I smile with satisfaction. Tragically, I cannot buy an apple. We are poor. Would anyone care to buy the stuff I have on me? Please. Please. Buy my meat. Mine's better, at least I don't piss on it. Yours comes straight from your mother's house. Enough, prepare to die. What's going on with you guys, man? Yes, I can sell. Law that has inspired many poets. I do not want to sell Kronos' gift. I can sell that map? Okay. Could sell the red rose, but it's not gonna give me much. Then I might as well just keep it. I do have a map of harmonium. Laurel tunic. And a linen shirt. Tragically, I do not have that much money, sorry. Haha. Oops. I spend it all trying to get Ashen free. I saw him yesterday, but he didn't even notice me. The morning likes flowers more than people. There is a cat. How do I get to the cat? Nice plaza though. Nice plaza. Did you see Will? They found that we were siblings. We're siblings in crime. They weren't wrong, were they? It sure is a pretty town. Oh, yo. Crash? Huh? Well, that's a random pretty man. Go away, I told you I don't want to serve the princess. Who are you speaking to? I'm sorry, I thought it was the royal guard. You... The young man raises a hand towards the princess's hair. Don't touch her. I'm sorry. You look like a rose, incredibly beautiful. Are you here to break my heart too? I just came to see what the commotion was. I saw her wither away and I could only curse fate. In this world, pain seems eternal, where beauty is ever so fleeting. You will wither too. You are quite a dramatic guy, aren't you? Legends tell that fairies used to build magical springs in hidden areas of Fortuna's forest. The waters were said to have healing powers, and flowers that never wilted bloomed around them. A potion! Nice. A withered rose in a broken pot.
That rose, was it important to you? All of them are. I've tried my best to extend their lives, but they all wither away too soon before my eyes. They break my heart. If only there was one, just one capable of chasing away the darkness. I mean, I do have a red rose. I am glad I didn't sell it. You offer her to me, thank you. But that's a sad rose that knows she's dying. I don't want to see her fade away. I don't want it to be the only memory I have of you. I don't want to see it. Too bad, so sad for you. Bye. Probably want some other kind of rose, but tragically I do not have it on me. Ah, nice to see that everyone is having fun. Oh, climb the vine. Cat.
Yeah, you know, like, yeah.
Yes. Kitty. And it goes on further. Potion 2. You're quite a ways away from home, aren't you, Crystarian? Ah. 4 men blocked away. The contempt on their faces betrays their ill intent. What do you want? We're wondering the same thing about you, Fauna. What's a forsaken woman like you doing wandering about Aiden? My affairs are none of your business. Let me be clear, we don't want cursed blood yet, like yours in this fine city. Lay one finger on her and you're dead. You think we're scared of your little sword, Brett? I don't want any trouble. Too bad, darling. Alrighty. Never said I didn't warn you. Princess, they're just 4 scoundrels. There's no need to cause them too much harm. Actually, that sounds bigger than it seemed. Shut up and aim from the head. Hi. Starting with Invictum. Oh yeah, they barely did any damage, wow. Oh man, you guys really are not that... You guys really are not all that, strong, huh? You're barely able to scratch us. No need for other skills, man. Didn't even give me enough to level up Chrono, man. One of the villagers managed to flee, except for one who was buckled to his knees. Damn you! Let him go. Leave now and don't push your luck further. The villager manages to get to his feet, hobbling away as fast as his limbs will allow. Are you alright? Yes, I am no worse for wear. But the way they spoke of Crystarian infuriates me. I admit I had a hard time restraining myself from skewering the bastard's guts. Even if we manage to break the curse, there will be no peace. When you break the curse, all other problems that will follow seem trivial. One step at a time. Yes, one step at a time. Let's leave before someone else decides to ambush us. Ay. A little taste of what it's like. I pity the people who are just vaguely related to Crystarian.
The Noble Gardens. Never cared.
Meow, I'm the fiercest little stalker of the garden. No plan to serve for my teeth and claws.
Do be careful that you only attack cat-safe plants.
Where has he gone? By the goddess, did you see that? I did! Mademoiselle, let me tell you that you are the most Crustarian lady I've ever met. What could have brought you to the Gardens of Eden?
Matters of great importance.
Woe to us, for we know how Crustarian matters of great importance and...
I found you at last. This character belongs to the Kickstarter Becca Galen's games, I see.
Lord Calderal, I've been looking for you. We've heard tell of your departure tomorrow and...
Ignoring the two noblewomen, the stranger takes the princess's hand, pressing a polite kiss on the back of it. Seething. Look at him impassively. His demeanor is elegant and regal, like that of a prince. From his accent alone, I'd assume he doesn't hail from Fortuna. For my ladies, I must speak with my good friend alone. We have an important matter to formalize before my departure.
You know each other? An important matter?
It was a pleasure seeing you. The nobles look at each other, perplexed. Thank you for your help. You seem to be in need of it, however that is not the only reason I've sought you out. How about we start with introductions? I'm Kendron, or Galens. I'm sure you've heard of me. He looks at me with a smug smile. You may call me Aranis. Aranis, how curious. You've the name and bearing of a Crustarian nobility, yet you hide the name of your home as a bastard's wood. It's easy to imagine why a Crustarian noblewoman would choose to act with caution. You can rest assured that I do not intend to ask you about your affairs, but I cannot resist proposing a deal that could benefit us both. I look at him curiously, interested in his proposition. You see, I'm a very prized bachelor. Although I'm accustomed to the attention of the fairer sex, there is a certain countess harassing me with marriage proposals. I'm leaving the capital tomorrow, and I thought she's adamant about accompanying me. And what do you expect me to do about it? Pretend to be my fiancé in front of her just for a short while. I'll introduce you, we'll take a stroll, and that's it. Your fiancé? I have business of my own in Fortuna, my lords, but not possibly maintain such a farce. It'll be enough if she believes it until tomorrow and doesn't follow me after my departure. In return, you'll have my protection. My family has strong relations in Fortuna, and no one would dare touch you if they knew you as my friend. Not to mention the power it would provide you to arouse envy among the nobles who slighted you. What say you? Do you accept this alliance? The question is, do I want to make Chrono antsy as hell? Pretty sure this guy is not a romance option in the least, so... But yeah, why a fiancé from Chrysteria? Such an arrangement would be utterly scandalous. Precisely. I mean, frankly, I do not care much about the Countess's feelings. Sure, let's make Chrono a bit antsy. Excellent. Wear this pendant. She'll notice that it's a gift from me. Now let the show begin.
Monsieur Caldron, I've been searching high and low for you all morning. Who is this lady at your side?
I can see the contempt in a noblewoman's arrogant eyes, especially when she spots the pendant. Lady Hortensey, allow me to introduce my beautiful fiancée, Alyssa from Megering.
A pleasure. Fiancé? A Crystarian? Officially, Lactician, it was a noble union between two great houses of Letitia and Cristaria. Such is the power of a family that neither she nor her mother was subjected to the Great Purge. The Great Purge, is that what they call the punishment of the goddess? Hortensy smiles. I think it's a joke. It's a joke and very bad taste, even for you, Keldron. Suddenly Keldron slips his arm around my waist to draw me closer. He stares deep into my eyes, lashes low. Ah, poor Chrono. You think the way my heart stirs for her is a joke? He speaks with such palpable, passionate emotion that it makes him sound so genuine. Stop him playfully. I place a hand on his chest to bar him from pulling me any closer, my lips curling into a wry smile. We shouldn't lose our composure here so early in the day. Then pray you do not make it sound so enticing to lose it. Hortensy clears her throat loudly, interrupting the moment. Mademoiselle Alyssa, I would love to have a little chat with you to get to know you better. Oh, quickly, you want to steal my fiancée away? We'll have plenty of time to enjoy her. When Chrono looks at me, I nod to him. I've given my word to Keldron and I must keep it. So, you hail from Letitia. How fortunate for you to have found a prestigious nobleman like Monsieur Keldron to hold on to. The main things I have to hear from a scout countess. I wish I could tell her who I really am. Yeah, the lack of some is the misfortune of others. We love each other! Yay! And ... The first one could sound like sympathizing, but it's kinda in bad taste, I think, in this situation. We love each other is also kinda tone deaf, but like in a... I suppose in a more innocent way. Yeah, sure, let's be innocent in a... sure, let's be a bit foolish. We love each other. Hortensy lifts the back of her hand to cover her lips and laughs softly. I don't know where your game started, but do you believe even for a moment that Keldron's interest in you goes beyond the delight of causing a scandal? When he tires of you, he finds a more interesting toy to entertain him. Your luck will run out and you will go back to the bog you cried out of. Do you speak from experience, Lady Hortensy? She was rude first. So I was rude back. Hortensy raises her hand and slaps the princess. Hortensy, have you lost your mind? Are you alright, Alyssa? Keldron places a hand on my shoulder. He looks at me with concern. Don't worry about me. I'm sure such a blow has caused more harm to her than it has to me. For a second, just before she turned away, I thought I caught the glint of a tear in her eye. I won't lie to you. For a moment I feared she was going to eat you alive, but I see you're a fierce opponent. You've played your part. I'm indebted to you. Keep the pendant as a gift, so they will know of our friendship. Noble pendant. Thank you, Lord Keldron. You're a real mystery, Arrhenius, one that I hope to solve if our paths ever cross again someday. Keldron bows courteously. Alright, we have bullied Chrono enough for today. You're very quiet. And you think too much. I would like to hear what's been on your mind. Will you tell me, Chrono? I imagine what your life would be like if the calamity had not occurred. Perhaps you would have been betrothed to some stranger you had no love for. Perhaps you would be like these nobles. You would have to learn to play, and I would have had to watch, just like today, as you tear one another to pieces. Thank you for telling me what you think. Then let's go to the herbalists.
You never get so many cats. Meow, I have to dig around in the trash looking for yummy food. 7 cats. That looks herbalist-like. Welcome. How can I help you, traveler? Whatever you're looking for, you're sure to find it here. The herbalist leans forward a little and lowers her voice discreetly. I have potions that will make you last all night. No. 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 Or was I just thinking too dirty? Shower infusions. No, such infusions will just keep you up at night like an owl. I'm talking about... Wait, you haven't a clue what I'm talking about, do you? Ah, I was not thinking too dirty. It was Chrono who was too innocent. Chrono takes the blood Ephemeris out of his satchel and places it on the counter. Oh, blood Ephemeris. They're very rare to come across nowadays. Ah, so you're smugglers? No. I want you to tell me everything you know about this plant. Well, for starters, they only grow in the Cursed Kingdom. The analyst's attention shifts to me. But you already knew that, didn't you? Tell me more, please. Known as a plant of mercy, they're mostly used for medical purposes. Or were, as they are now only available on the black market at a high price. And here's the delightful duplicity of its nickname. See the red tips of the leaves? The tips are usually discarded. When they're not, they're used to prepare highly potent poisons. One must exercise extreme caution. Yeah, that is the same as Seneca was telling us. I've always found it to be a fascinating specimen, capable of granting both life and death with equal ease. What poetic irony, don't you think? That's all I needed to know, thank you. Oh, what do you plan to do with it? Keep it. Thank you, traveler. Whip. Chrono hasn't looked at me once since we left the herbalist's shop. He keeps his eyes cast down to the cobblestone below. When Seneca accused the oracle, I, unlike you, was reluctant to believe it. He speaks without looking up. His voice sounds somber and resigned. There seems to be no other plausible explanation. No one else had the opportunity to do so, nor the motive. The oracle possesses blood, Ephemeris. I saw him on the table the morning we left, while you were still asleep and she was preparing your medicine. I saw them, not knowing what they were. Chrono's fist clenched tightly on the bridge parapet. The oracle was preparing your end before my eyes, and I just watched, blind to the truth. I settled my gaze past the railings of the bridge, watching people in the distance come and go as they please. All strangers, all enemies. I don't know when my world became so empty. Who will you condemn, Chrono? I asked it without looking at him, keeping my eyes focused on the people that filter through the streets below us. Answer me. I'm no judge, Princess. I've barely been able to uphold my duty as your shield. And even if I find it hard to forgive, I beg you to not ask me to curse her from the heart. I'll be unable to please you this way. I can't even curse her myself. I know that I tore her soul apart. Unable to keep my head up, I ended up lowering my gaze just like him. I wondered how many Crustarians would accept what I'm going to do for them, how many would prefer to die instead. I shall only ask you one thing, Chrono. If you ever decide to strike me down, let it be head-on, facing me. Princess. It's time to return. That's a difficult conversation to have. But yeah, I'm glad I ignored the social cues for this. But yeah, I have seen everything there is to see now. Now it's time to rest. You're still drinking the day away, I see.
This brew gives me life. Thank you for joining me.
I'm glad I did.
I'm glad too, Princess. I hope you get some rest.
Memories once sweet now torment me. Yeah. The princess clenches the sheets, pressing the see comfort button so hard. I turn over on the bed, my feet search for the floor, my eyes squinting for a bag in the darkness. I don't want to count the steps that separate me from him. I bury my face against his back, as if doing so can shield me from all the sharp edges aimed at my heart. Don't turn around. Tense, Chrono remains very still. No more sleep for him. I mean, I just want to stay like this for a while is nice, but you are all I have left is such a critical hit. Let's go for a critical hit. You're all I have left. In the calm of the night, my voice has fallen whisper. World has become so empty, and I want to imagine that you're still here, that you're still you, and you believe in me just as you did when we were children. I feel weak and naked, but I've given myself permission to be so in his presence. If I couldn't even believe in him, Without turning, Chrono's hands takes mine and guides it slowly and carefully to his chest. He holds it there, right over his heart. It throbs, a strong and steady beat against my palm. His pulse is racing. I'm still here, Princess. Far from releasing my hands, I feel a gentle, comforting squeeze from his fingers. I cling tighter to him and squeeze my eyes shut. I want nothing but him to exist right now, not for the pain from today, nor the ill-fated tragedy of tomorrow. Just him, warm, alive, and real. Chrono smells like home. May I remember this scent forever when bridges fall. Here. When I open my eyes, it doesn't take me long to realize that I'm alone in Chrono's bed. I slept next to him, and I still can feel his warmth trapped beneath the sheets. The princess slowly lets out a sigh before leaving the bed. I must get dressed as soon as possible. I don't know what today will bring. Someone knocks twice on the door. Who is it?
It's me. I have something urgent to tell you.
Seneca. Come on in.
I've come to inform you that the royal guard has arrived asking for you. They're waiting downstairs. Are you ready to face the king?
I am.
Good.
All I'm missing is the soul breaker.
I have it in safekeeping. I shall hand it over to you when the time to use it is near. It's of no use giving it to you now, but we shall probably be stripped of our weapons before we enter the castle.
Understood. In that case, there's nothing more to say.
Aranis. He surprises me when he suddenly calls me by name. Do you trust me? Can I trust you? Sometimes I don't know whether you are my ally or my enemy. Perhaps what I'm about to tell you will help you have a clearer idea. You may not be aware of it, but I'm placing my life in your hands. I will be an accomplice to every sin, every affront. I will be guilty. And if at some point you allow yourself to be devoured by fate, you will also condemn those of us who are risking everything for you. Let myself be devoured. What I mean is that I need you alive as much as you need me. If one falls, so too will the other. And if that isn't reason enough for us to trust each other, we're doomed to fail, aren't we?
I can't disagree with that. It seems we both have our reasons to be allies. Let's try then. The smile's more genuine now than it has been before.
I'll leave you to change. Please make haste.
Ui, directly into the cutscene. And so we arrive at the heart of Fortuna, where the king awaits us, seated on his gilded throne. I confidently stride before dozens of strangers, wearing a mask of piety, more guilty and vile than any of them could begin to imagine. For in their negligence I have come to pluck the fairest flower from the garden. The fool king Midas. In this confrontation against the king, you must convince him to trust you. Uh-oh. The top bar will show the king's level of trust. You will only succeed if the level indicated on the bar is greater than half. Your Majesty. We bow to him in respect. His appearance has hardly changed over the years. Before me, I see the same king I met long ago when I was a child. There's no sign of Mega-Era.
Introduce yourselves.
I am Aranis de Chrysteria, daughter of Alexandra de Chrysteria. These are my faithful guardians. Chrono, my squire, he was chosen and awakened by the goddess to protect me. To my left, having managed to dodge the curse of fate, Seneca. The gorgeous royal advertiser. Seneca smiles.
Look at me, Christerian.
She does look like the one you know, doesn't she?
Your resemblance is certainly uncanny.
Your Majesty, if I may.
Speak, Bullard.
Many normal Christerians resemble each other due to the shade of their hair. We must not let that confuse us. Well, the armor is definitely something that her mother wore. Did Midas know her mother though? Hey, Aranis, can you remember your first conversation with the king? The first time I saw you, you told me I had the same eyes as my father.
It cannot be. Are you really Aranis, or just a spectre sent to confuse us?
You seem to be convincing so far. I am Aranis de Chrysteria, princess of the Fallen Kingdom, resurrected by the goddess to deliver Fortuna a message of utmost importance. I urge you to listen to me, your Majesty.
Resurrected by the goddess? What kind of blasphemy is this? Speak, we shall listen to your message.
Your Majesty. Death's shadow looms over Princess Margarera. I hope they fall for it. The concern I see on his face proves that, For the moment, the king is listening to my words and not outright dismissing them.
The oracle has indeed foretold a tragic fate for the Princess Margarera. Speak of what you know. What kind of evil threatens my daughter's life?
The same threat that brought ruin to my kingdom and stole my life from me. The witch Circe. The king narrows his eyelids.
A witch?
My father met a mysterious woman in his last days. It was she who placed a curse upon my kingdom. The king stares at me, pondering my words in silence.
I did hear rumors about a beautiful nameless woman who had grown close to Alexander. It was quite a mystery. But nothing compared to other rumors that would reach me a few days later.
The king closes his eyes for a moment, frowning as he recalls a memory that still festers within his mind, like an open wound.
Rumors that spoke of King Alexander, whom I always considered my great friend, accusing me of plotting against Chrysteria. He was, so they claim, preparing his armies for possible conflict. It was so far-fetched, so absurd that at first I didn't believe it, however. Shortly after hearing such nonsense, Chrysteria received a fatal sentence. Enlighten me, young lady, if you really claim who you claim to be. Perhaps you can put an end to this uncertainty that has tormented my thoughts for years. Were the rumors true?
Well, if we want to push the Circe thing, then we should probably say the rumors were false. I just tried. My father was, as you say, a grand friend of yours. He would never have harbored such terrible thoughts. These unsubstantiated rumors were spread by the witch to justify the fall of Chrysteria in your eyes.
And how does he know?
I looked to the advertiser, who interrupted again, expression grave.
Did your father invite you to his military council as a child?
If my father had been planning for war, I assure you that I would have heard about it, my lord.
So you say, but you cannot claim for certain that these plans did not exist. The only thing you can be sure of is that you, then a girl of barely 13, were unaware of them. I suppose Alexander's motivations will remain forever a mystery.
The king doesn't seem convinced by what you say, man.
There's an even more serious matter, Your Majesty, which must not be overlooked. This woman claims that the fall of Chrysteria was not divine punishment, but the work of a witch. But we all witnessed the sacred light that night falling upon Chrysteria like an executioner's axe on the neck of a criminal. Their words are heinous blasphemy. If we partake in any of it, we will bring misfortune down Fortuna as well.
Remind them your awakening can only be the work of the divine. Your Majesty, if you fear the wrath of the goddess so much, do not question her intervention. Just as it was true for my birth, my awakening is clearly a miracle. No one could have sent me but her.
Are you sure about that? According to your testimony, the witch possesses immeasurable power.
The king frowns. Bloody snake. No, it is you who blaspheme, my lord.
Your Majesty, this is an extremely delicate matter that could have dire repercussions for the entire kingdom. If there are witches who, for ill purposes, like to whisper to monarchs, don't rule out the possibility that we may have one right in front of our eyes.
I have heard enough. Indeed, I found more reason to believe that it is the trickery of a witch and not a messenger of the goddesses.
Man.
Fortuna shall not suffer the same fate as Chrysteria. Seize them.
Man.
Whelp. Let's see if the ill-fated shadow foretold by the oracle dissipates once you are in the dungeon. If not, I may consider your story.
Whelp. Whoops.
I have failed. I've lied and disgraced myself for my people, and I have failed.
There's no use in lamenting.
And now what?
You know exactly what comes next. I've always thought I was ready to die. But it has to be like this, and death's so pointless. Well, I guess it's fitting. This rotten world has always been like this. This will be the last time we speak, Princess. Perhaps in another reality I would have loved you.
Why am I getting such a interesting bad ending focus on Seneca? Welp. In the dungeon. In the dungeon. I don't know how long I've been here. I cannot tell whether it's night or day. Seneca and Chrono were executed a long time ago, only I remain. Man. Why am I still alive? What is even the point of this torturous existence? Strange, I no longer feel cold or in pain. Mother, is that you? That's probably the convergence, eh? Man! Didn't even give me a... now I can do everything again. But yeah, I suppose we can end it right here. And we shall see that I convince the king next time. So then, until then, bye bye!